just former lecturer. All right.
Oh my.
All right. Hi. Okay, my name is DANISH AIMAN, and our group member consists of 4 members, which is Zul, MOQZAID, and MUIZZ. You guys can say hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Daniel. Hi, Daniel. I'm Muiz.
All right. Now we actually have our special guest, because our agenda for today, which is we have to know each other. What's important during our interview is we are able to create friendship. And the next one is to learn the varieties of English. All right. So let's know our special guest, which is Daniel. Introduce yourself. And what's
Hi
your
everyone.
originality?
I'm Daniel Akmal. I'm from Pakistan. I'm studying economics in the National University of Pakistan. Science and Technology.
Cool. We're actually from College Professional Mara in Drama Corporate. It's a college, by the way.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So the first question is, I'm gonna ask the first question. Okay. At what age did you learn English, and why did you learn it?
I think from what I remember, it was probably around 7 or 8, and it was mostly because of movies. And I remember actually going to buy like all the Spider-Man movies or the Jurassic Park shit back in like elementary or something. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. So yeah, it was probably just wanting to watch these movies, which is why I learned English. And yeah, came along with that.
Cool. Like, I think we all of us actually learn from movies, right? Most of them.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
Yeah, but YouTube came in later a bit.
True.
Movies were before. Mummy Returns was the first movie I ever watched in English, and yeah, that was the life.
Very cool. Like, I watched it before, so just it kind of shaped actually all of us, our English actually. All right. So for the question 2, when you started learning English, did you receive support from people around you?
Well, support, you can say you learn English in schools, but I'm pretty sure everyone learning that in school was absolutely bad at it, and no one was really good at speaking in my school from what I remember. But at home, I think I talked more with my sister in English, and that was the support I got, and I think I got better from it because of it, because of talking to my sister a lot in English. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Since I think back when I was in primary school, like there's not much support, especially for English surroundings. But when I guess that in school, right, school years or high school, what do you think? Like high school does help you with English?
It depends on the high school. Ours, I don't think really cared, because even our teachers couldn't really speak English from what I remember. But as soon as you like cross the high school and go into college and university, it's just a severe shift, because all of the teachers are speaking only in English, because all the work in lives, their thesis, their work, everything is in English. So you have to adapt to that, and you have to learn to speak it to help. Yeah,
cool.
Since even in my school, when I try to talk in English to some of my friends, they just laugh it off and think that I'm some kind of a snob for just not speaking in my tongue or something. So it's quite hard. I understand you.
I think we are all in the same boat, like especially since our country is not mainly focused on English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. The third question is my friend will.
So hello, Daniel. So
Yeah.
for my question, what is the impact of English to you and your society?
Impact, I think, as the society is advanced, English does prove to be a vital aspect of it, because like it being the international language, when you are trying to work for subjects that are internationally like thought-provoking, like environment or any political matters, I think English does matter a lot, because without it you can't really work with any other country or have any like talks or anything with it. So yeah, English impacts a lot every society, including ours, like talks with the US or talks with any other really superpower country. You have to have some base in a language that you both talk with, which English proves to be. Yeah. Yeah.
So I also think that learning a language that is universal will help you in any situation. Doesn't matter if it's business or studying or just visiting some places. When you know a universal language like English, it really helps you maybe to ask direction or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Understandable. So for the next question,
Right. How do the locals view English, and are there any stereotypes whether they are good or bad?
I think if you go towards the villages side, like the smaller towns or smaller villages, then English is probably gets you more respect, because you are trying to, like you are doing something that the majority isn't doing. But it changes into a stereotype as well. If you're that comes in when you're trying to do the accents and whatever, that really makes people make fun of you. So yeah, that's where you don't want to do, when you take it too far and you try to do the accents and you try to actually be that sort of person, then it becomes all stereotypical and you're frowned upon. You should stay to just the basic knowledge and stay to yourself if you really want to learn English. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yes,
agree with that. Since in Malaysia also, like we have this one these few types of people that kind of talk like in a British accent or something, just to show that they're
Yeah.
smart or something. But personally, I think it's just just have to follow whatever like our language is actually like.
Yeah.
so you doesn't have to act like you know a certain accent just to say that you are smart in English. Even to be able to speak English, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
FYI, your accent is already sounding cool. Just want to say that.
Thanks. Trying.
It's complimenting.
Yeah. Well, we all try that. We all try to get that accent once in a while.
True though.
True. I cannot deny that.
Okay, now move on to question 5, which is MOQZAID. I'm going to ask.
So yes, how about the education exposure on English language there?
If you're talking about like how English is important to education, well, it becomes very apparent as soon as you come into university. Like all the assignments you have to do, all the presentations that are asked from you, all in my country at least, is all in English. And even if you're talking, having a conversation with our teachers, it's all done in English to better support like your future, because you are supposed to know it by now. You are supposed to have a basic from school days, and if you don't have it by then, which in our class, a lot of students don't really have that. They do a lot of grammatical errors, or they can't express themselves in presentations and stuff, and really hurts their educational process as well. So yes, for education, it's really important nowadays to have a good background in English from your school days.
All right, now move on to the next question.
Again, it's me. In your opinion, do you think your accent affects your English?
I think the majority of the people, at least here around me, have the same kind of accent, so it doesn't really affect it that much. But definitely in the future, when you're going to be working with people that are native to the language, then it's going to be harder, because they're going to have a much better accent and whatever. But if you try to get that accent for your future, then, as I said before, people start thinking bad things about you, like you're trying to overachieve and stuff like that. So there's a sort of dilemma over there that you have to decide what you want to do with it. Yeah.
True.
Stand
Like
by my point,
like we
Pakistani
mentioned earlier.
accent sounds cool.
Pakistani and
True.
Indian accents
It's
are very
unique.
similar to each other.
For me, it sounds kind of different though. I have
I
Indian
don't know.
friend. It sounds different.
You know better, maybe.
Nah, we just kind of same.
Yeah.
Okay, hi Daniel. I would like to ask, do you think it's necessary for one to learn English?
I think it wasn't necessary before, like for our ancestors or our like grandparents. It wasn't necessary because English was not such a big thing before. But like in the past century, at least, English has turned into such an important like international language that is the basis of all communication between all countries, that it has become necessary for our generation and the future generations to definitely have a basis in the English language to do anything in the like the bigger level, macro level of things. So yes, it is necessary.
Yeah, I agree too. Because now it's like the lingua franca of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
But then it's kind of interesting, right? Like how Japan and Korea, like English isn't such a big deal in their country, but
yeah, but they're mass producing their own workers. That's the thing, right? Even in China, they're mass producing their own things, so they don't have to go out of their way to like bring in English speakers. But in our countries and like smaller countries, we are trying to get out of a country, and because of that, English is like a way you use English to get to these other countries and work over there. So that's why I think Japan and Korea are making their own labor force, so it's not a problem for them.
True, but I also think that some countries are like too obsessed with their own language. They think that, oh, my language is superior, I don't need to learn other language. Maybe that's also a factor.
Yeah, patriotism is a big factor that comes into place. But as I said, in developing countries, I don't think that matters that much, because people are trying to get out of those countries and get into developed countries, which mostly speak English. So yeah, it helps.
Yeah, because English itself is very important, like in our country also, since in our country we have, because everything is being taught in English, especially in college or in university, like in your place also, right? You mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we should like practice both our language and for English.
I think you should have a basis in your language as well as in English. Like in our country they don't, but in many other countries you have to learn French and German and whatever through your educational life. So at least if you're not going to try to learn those languages, English, you should at least learn English, because if you're looking in your future trying to like have a background in some language, you should at least have the international language, which is English. So yeah.
Yep, true. Okay, so next question.
Okay, next question. Okay, I would like to ask, since like there are variations of English, like American English, British English, and Australian English. So there are like, for certain words, they are different. They use different words. For candy, the US use candy, and the British uses sweets, and the Aussies use lollies, right? So are there certain English words in your country that are only unique to your country? Yeah, if you don't mind sharing.
I can't really think like those kind of words. I know British use aeroplane like AERO, and the Americans use AIR and something like that, like chips and fries and whatever. I think in those kind of aspects we follow the Americans, and we just use all the, like color, we use COLOR instead of COU. So yeah, I think we're following the Americans instead of the British. And if for usual lingo, I think in universities they use these words easy scene. I don't know if it's used anywhere else, but it's like a variation of chill, like easy scene, and like it's fine, nothing to worry about. Yeah, something like that. I don't think there is that many words that are unique in English that we use, because as I said, our like parents and grandparents still haven't really changed their whole language, and they still use Urdu, which is our native language. But in the future, I think because I see my nieces and nephews, and they are all watching like YouTube all day long, especially in this COVID time. So I think they're gonna have much more unique set of English words that they're gonna be using in their lives than we do, because we're still like in a transitioning phase, and it's going towards them. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
True. In our country also, we do have that kind of word.
Yeah.
So since I guess that's the other question, right? So I think for
Yeah, I
all
think that's all.
yeah, so that's all for our sort of interview. So thank you, Daniel, for having us. And we also like to say sorry if we do have any problems or any inconvenience. So again, thank you.
Thank you.
Problem.
Daniel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.